Hi, this is Dr. Thomas from Nutmeg Dermatology, and I decided to break things up a bit, shake things up a bit today, and talk about a cosmetic procedure called Pelleve, P-E-L-L-E-V-E, which is one of my favorite things to do because it's very safe, kind of comfortable up to a certain point. People don't see anything bad the next day, and it definitely works, producing an improvement. And the best part is that the improvement is not something we inject, it's not something unusual. We actually stimulate your own body to repair itself. There's nothing wrong with that. If you fell down and scraped your knee, the injury would produce repaired cells, repaired skin that was actually a tiny bit younger. And that's how we don't scrape your face, but we managed to get that improvement without any burning or irritation. Sounds magical. Where do we do it? Well, first of all, I really like doing it for a sort of tired skin, crepe paper type skin, a little loose maybe, but it doesn't take the place of an eyelid lift. But it's particularly good at a big swoop around here. I have done it for certain type of acne scars. It can be done on the neck. There are people who do it more widely. But anyway, let's talk about the eyes first, the lower eyelids primarily. If they're not sagging horribly, but if they are just a little tired looking, fine wrinkles, fine lines, sagging maybe a little bit, then this may be what you're looking for. There's no cutting, yay for that. Not that there's anything wrong for that if you need it, but let me put it another way. Sometimes I make an analogy to a tailor and a dry cleaner. In the case of tired skin, make believe you have a favorite article of clothing that got a little tired looking. Maybe it's a little dirty, maybe it has a moth hole in it. I don't know if they still do invisible weaving. But suppose you then needed to have it let in or let out, hopefully take it in, and you were going to take it to a tailor. Before you took it to the tailor, read tailor being plastic surgeon, you would first take it to a dry cleaner or a repair shop to get the fabric as good as you can. So even if you did have a facelift even or an eyelid lift, remember that it's the same skin, it's just tightened up a bit. So sure, if your favorite jacket or blouse needs to be taken in, it needs to be taken in. But you're not going to do it until you're sure that the cloth, the fabric, your skin, is as improved as it can be, as healthy as it can be. Okay, back to Pelleve. So what do we do with Pelleve? We produce heat in the deeper layers without burning or injuring the upper layers. What does this do? Well, when we heat up the deeper layers enough, and we can do that, and we measure it using a non-invasive little clicker of a thermometer, when we heat up the lower layers, the collagen starts to unravel a bit. It changes its shape. But it doesn't really burn the skin. You can't see this, but it happens. And then your body's, in its wisdom, recognizes that there's a problem and sends in repair cells, flushing away the old, damaged collagen and laying down younger, newer collagen. Now that does take 2 months. It may continue for 3 to 4 months. And it's good to do the procedure at least twice, preferably 3 times. Though, you could try it the one time to see what you think of it. How does it work? It takes about half an hour. We do it right in our office. There's no needles or anything of that nature. We use a small gold antenna. That's really what it is, a flat, circular antenna that produces radio waves. It's like you listen to your radio. These are 4 billion cycle per second radio waves. We gently make circles or swooping lines, and the radio waves go through the outer layer of dead skin without being absorbed much. Why are they not absorbed much? Radio waves can penetrate through the brick and the glass around me. You can hear perfectly well on a radio set. However, radio waves are absorbed by water. So if we suddenly had a downpour outside, the reception would be much less. You might also hear static, that's another issue. So once the radio waves painlessly go through the dried out outer layer of dead skin, they then encounter the living tissue where the collagen is, just a tiny bit below. And in that living area, the water does start to absorb the radio waves, and actually the radio waves start to cause the water to vibrate 4 million times a second, and through friction the heat will build up. So our little handheld thermometer shows that most people's outer layer of skin, true, we're measuring the outer layer, we're not putting anything down below, is at 30, 31 degrees centigrade. And we do get the temperature where we want to do this up to in the 41 to 42 degrees centigrade range for a bit. And this is enough to basically denature, cook, damage the collagen in the living layers without you knowing anything. Oh, there might be a little temporary redness for an hour or so. There might be a little small puffiness, but it's well tolerated. So this is a specialty sort of procedure that we kind of like to focus on. We feel that it provides good results without scaring people. We try not to do anything that's going to disappoint a person. Everyone varies a bit. It also can be done 24/7, all year long, because it relies on the water in your tissue. Some of the things we do, certain laser treatments, photofacials, are best done when you have not been out in the sun a lot, because pigment can interfere with it. But this is not one of those. This can be done year-round. We also frequently, I have one person who does what's called a trifecta. He's done it for many years. It looks a lot younger, stated age. But he comes in and we do photofacial, then the Pelleve, and then a bunch of some Botox. He likes it and he finds it worth his while. Don't know that that's for you. Don't know if any of this is for you. But it's always good to have the information. Thinking of you, hoping that we can help you with your skin, and going back to other items in the future shows. This is Eric Thomas for Middlesex Dermatology and Nutmeg Dermatology.